Hello and welcome to the cryptocurrency news channel. Well, XRP Ledger is having some trouble. Now, this isn't like something completely unexpected because all ledgers and blockchains will actually have trouble. We've known that Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Ethereum and Bitcoin specifically have trouble all the time. Solana just had to shut down for all. IOTA had to shut down for like a month last time. So it's not that unexpected that XRP Ledger would actually have some trouble once things started to scale up, and especially because this year is the year that like a lot of coins have been created on XRPL and a lot of airdrops have happened, and I think that's the reason, essentially, the system has actually kind of jammed up. I actually didn't think it was that big of a deal until Wietse Wind really started going off and talking about it. Wietse, for those of you that don't know, is a major XRP developer. A lot of you know him. He's the creator of the Shum wallet, and he is very, very involved in XRP development. He does not seem to be very happy, and he does think that it's a major deal. It has not yet been resolved, at least not to my knowledge. So XRP is like any other network. It will have its problems once things scale up. That's unavoidable, but it shouldn't be something that people are completely panicking over. But right now, it is a big deal. Now, when I first saw this tweet from Wietse Wind, I thought he was kind of joking, making kind of like being sarcastic, like having an NFT hackathon while this is happening. But it doesn't seem to be the case. He obviously thinks it is a big deal. He's like, "Are you kidding me? The entire network is, all non-Ripple techies are running around in circles trying to get network back to life." Now, non-Ripple techies does not mean non-technical people. Non-Ripple techies are like basically like XRPL developers, people like Wietse Wind that aren't directly employed by Ripple, but maybe have gotten some funding from Ripple or just have XRP projects themselves. So essentially, people are saying that said, "Thank you for everything you and your team is doing. Above and beyond is an understatement of what they will many not understand." And he's like, "I feel like crap. I want to scream and cry. My entire team is spending every day giving 400% to build a reputation. We built a product on the XRPL fee escalation analysis, XRP Labs buying extra hardware, XRPL Labs support, XRPL Labs webcare, XRPL Labs sleep none." So they're working like around the clock to try to get this fixed. So and people are saying seems like there are definitely differences of opinions from Ripple X Dev and XRPL Labs, other community techies. Wietse Wind seems to be unusually vocal and even somewhat pissed off. So the thing is, Ripple themselves obviously is going to try to downplay this because they want to keep a semblance of calm, whereas the devs are pretty much going kind of like crazy trying to resolve this because they have a lot of technical support issues. And Wietse said, "I'm not easily publicly pissed off, but I've had it." So he's obviously had a lot of trouble with this, losing a lot of sleep. His employees are basically just scuttling around, really, really trying to get this thing. And the thing is, even BitTrue is having trouble. They're having a ton of support. They're basically having a ton of support tickets actually open. They're really trying to get this resolved. So I personally thought at first it was only the trust lines and it was only the history nodes that was really having trouble, but it looks like the entire network is actually having trouble, and it's having trouble for some amount of time because this started almost a day ago, which is actually pretty short when you're having a network issue like this for a major ledger, major blockchain and stuff like this. But it does show you that XRP ledger is not anywhere near invulnerable, and it does actually have some problems. It doesn't really look like they've never really had the scaling issue in real life. They've always stress tested it, but stress testing on a test environment is not the same as testing in real life. Some people are saying, "I'm glad we moved to ADA." I'm almost sure that ADA will have the same problems or some similar problems once they really get it in the real world and apps actually started coming on. So Shum looks like it's actually working now. There's actually very little noise from Ripple themselves, and that's kind of to be expected. A, they want to downplay it, and two, they can't just, unlike Solana, which is completely centralized, they can't just step in and fix the problem because that would actually prove that they're centralized, which would A, hurt them in the SEC case, and B, lose some trust in the system. A truly decentralized system has to have the validators vote, and they have to get things basically done. So it might take a couple more days to resolve. That's the downside of being decentralized. It's less efficient than a centralized system where a supreme dictator can just be like, "All right, this is the way we're doing it." But in a decentralized system, everyone has to vote. It takes time, and things might actually have to restart. I think they've actually restarted all the history nodes, but there are still issues in the XRPL. So Wietse Wind said like this is from a couple hours ago. He like 3 or 4 hours ago, basically. I guess the XRP ledger outgrew the minimum fee is enough. You just need 12 drops. So I've actually been chiming in this on this a bit from other networks as well. Like some other networks are like, we don't have any fees at all. I'm just like, yeah, that's actually not a good thing because people can just spam the network. And I think all these airdrops are really taxing the network. They said it's not anywhere close to 1500 TPS, but they're having trouble around 50, 60 TPS. So the stress testing obviously wasn't enough, especially when all these crappy airdrops came, and a lot of people like basically started making trash coins on XRPL. Besides, by the way, they're doing this on all networks. There's tons of trash coins on ETH and BSC, but BSC is centralized, so they don't have as much trouble. But XRPL is actually having some trouble. So, like in the light of the fee transaction escalation on the XRP ledger, we decided to pull our SHUM 2.2.5 release last night so we could add new network fee logic to this release. So they're really, really trying to get this under control. And it looks like they're doing a lot more than Ripple themselves. The fee escalation code is working as intended, but its design is broken, so they have to kind of like redesign it. Deadlocks in Ripple are probably causing misactivation of emergency fee measures and validators. So validators are having some trouble too. I know the history nodes are having a lot of trouble. I know all of them have restarted, but it has not been resolved, and I don't think it can be resolved within a couple of hours. I think it'll take a day or two to resolve. So I don't think it's anything huge to worry about. I guess if you're running ODL, you would have something to worry about, but you could just turn ODL. Like, I don't think any company is really using like ODL really in mass right now. It's only a small percentage of their transactions, so they can probably just turn ODL off for the moment and just go by their other ways. I don't think this will actually affect their partnerships. Every major blockchain has had its trouble. But XRPL, like they did have like one hiccup back in 2013, I believe, but that wasn't anything major. But this is like the first major obstacle they've actually run into, and it comes at a time when the XRPL is actually being developed for a bunch of like just third-party development. I expect more of these to actually happen in the future, like they have with any other blockchain. Like no ledger is invincible, and to me they're kind of all very similar in terms of like they've been stress tested in the lab, but they haven't really been tested in real life under certain stress conditions. And like later stress conditions like third-party smart contracts, I think will probably cause trouble with the XRPL as well, like they've actually caused trouble with other networks. So yes, while this is bad and Wietse Wind is going insane, and while like I do believe it is a serious problem because Wietse doesn't really like go public with this stuff a lot, he must have been really pissed off, and has a very, very deep understanding of XRPL itself to be developing like big things on XRPL. So yes, it is a big deal and a big problem right now. It'll probably take a day or two at least to get resolved, but I don't think it's anything catastrophic. And if you really believe in XRP, you probably shouldn't sell it just because of this. And no, I don't think it's a coordinated effort by the SEC or anyone. This is happening across all networks. So people are like essentially developing a bunch of crap coins and releasing them. And like XRP has been having a lot of airdrops. So it was pretty much inevitable this happens. I do think they will get it resolved and they'll fix some issues, but more will crop up in the future, obviously, just like with every other blockchain. So yeah, kind of a bad situation right now, but I do expect it to get fixed in 2 days. Nothing catastrophic unless we have several repeats, which I doubt we'll have in any short amount of time. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.